There you go. We're
Oh,
live.
it says we are live, ladies and gentlemen of the Irish Rugby Banter Group. A warm good evening to you all. Welcome to your weekly dose of Mauls, balls, and all. We are live to you, and we've just lost Dara. He's a big black square at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be back to join us. With me this evening is Mike Reedy, who's there. I think I got it right this time. I'd always struggle with this. There he is there. There's Mike Reedy. He's in Glasgow. We have Matt Boland, and there we go. Darragh Weston is back with us. Matt, how the hell are you, son? Are you well in yourself?
Yeah, not
Good
bad
man.
yourselves, lads.
Okay. The travelling Wilbury, John Peters is with us. John, you are in Hamburg, isn't it, at the moment on business?
Correct.
Somewhere?
Hamburg, Germany.
Hamburg,
Yes.
Germany. Good man.
Stay away from that
Darragh
reefer
Weston. There you go. Darragh Weston, how the hell are you? You're there as well. Are you well?
I'm grand, thanks very much.
All right. As drab as you can be, Darragh. Can you not be a bit more excited to be here, you know? How are you?
fucking
How are you?
delighted
How
to
are
be
you?
here. It's amazing. I'm not doing the north side accent. I'm not doing it.
He's
Not
upset.
having
No,
you
don't
stereotype
do
me.
it.
He does on the.
Very good. Okay, John Peters, I want to come to you first. The first topic that there's loads to talk about, loads that was mentioned, there's loads going on the media sphere as I talk about. But the one thing that I think got people's blood up most was the decision not to allow Garbisi retake the penalty in the dying seconds of the game against France, which would have obviously been an historic win for Italy. But he obviously, as we all know, missed it. What did you make of that, John?
Well, the rule is to say. I was looking at it afterwards. I read about it. The rule was very simple. Was very clear that sort of this. I guess there's two sides to it. We don't want to sort of go on the referee. I think it all comes down to that your man Christophe Ridley. He made a mistake in that the French encroached on a penalty, and he should have been allowed to retake the penalty. Had the French not encroached, then it was the decision that the clock did not stop was correct. So I think I don't know which rule it is. 8 something says about it. It's the clock stop is 60 seconds. Even if the ball rolls off the tee and nobody encroaches, the clock still runs. But the fact is, Ridley made the mistake that he didn't penalise the French for encroaching. Even if it was sort of walking 1 or 2 steps, they encroached. So that's where the error was. And I think Ridley, the referee, that's where he made the mistake. And I think, unfortunately, maybe he got caught up on the emotion of it there, thinking, so shit, the Italians are actually going to win a game, and he lost his mind and didn't referee the game properly. I think the sympathy with Garbisi, but under normal circumstances, had the French not moved, that's the rule is. That's what the rule says. So I've sympathy for Garbisi. But he was one of those. To be honest, Garbisi is one of those players that he can excite you, but he's also one you say, "What the fuck are you doing now this time?" That's the type of out half he is.
Yeah, a bit like Finn, Falk, and Russell.
Who?
I don't know. What happened there? Matt Boland, the incident that I mentioned. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, look, it is very simple, as John has said. The rules are clear. If you encroach on a penalty, not only can it be retaken, it has to be retaken again. The referee can actually advance it another 10 meters as well. So
yeah,
that's like it's a massive thing. And the rule, like players can't even put their hands up in any distraction against the penalty. It's an automatic. It's an automatic take it again job. Now, as things were stand, the ball came off. I don't know how the ball managed to fall off in the first place in an indoor stadium. Pretty much, maybe Garbisi didn't have it right because he was rushing or he was freaking out or panicking or whatever, because he knew the magnitude of this situation. This was a kick to win the fucking game in France and beat France for the first time in their history. Yeah. The other side of it is, like John has said, the referee again, like it comes down to him. He was just in awe of what was going on around him, and he forgot the rules for a split second. But he should have been all over that. But again, like if the Italians were as good as, say, Johnny Sexton, they'd be asking the questions, going, "Hang on a second, they were running up there. I need to take this again. That means the clock needs to stop. I need to be able to take the penalty again. They lack that leadership in somebody on the pitch to actually go up to the referee and go, hang on a second, that's not fair. The rule states they can't run up on a penalty. We need to take that again. Blah blah blah. Do you know, like it?
But Matt,
I feel really.
But Matt, why didn't the TMO or the linesman call him up on that?
Don't think the TMO can interfere in that. Don't think TMOs can call on that. That's sort of
I don't know if TMOs can or can't. I'm unaware of that situation. But the fact of the matter is, if there was a good, strong captain on the team, now I'm not disrespecting the Italian captain, you know, but like again, they were probably just going, this kick is to win. Their minds were elsewhere. They weren't watching what was going on. And actually, just popped into my head as well. There was a water guy on the pitch. They can't be even on the bloody pitch when there's a kick. So there was 2 reasons that penalty should have been retaken. I think the Italians should feel really hard done by there. But like, you know, they got the draw, I suppose. Like, it's a good result for them, really, you know. But it's a bit of a kick in the teeth that they could have got more. They could have got the full 4 points for a win and made history for themselves. You know, I mean, France did not deserve to win that match in any way, shape, or form. They were horrendous, and they've gone completely.
No, I agree. Yeah, they were shy. You're right. Mike Reedy, what do you think?
I hadn't seen the incident because I missed the game initially, but I've watched it a few times. It appears that that Garbisi was rushing his placing of the ball because the team had celebrated so much the actual getting of the penalty in the first place that the time was running, that they were running short of time in taking the penalty. So, but the encroachment wasn't just a couple of meters; it was fucking at least 10, 15 meters. He came forward, and I mean the penalty shouldn't have been taken in the first place. The referee at that juncture should have fucking taken the action because he did rush it, and he shouldn't have been rushed into taking it. The clock should have been stopped or reset even, and the ball taken forward 10 meters. That is the law of the game, and the ball should have been taken forward 10 meters and the penalty retaken, or it shouldn't have been taken in the first place. It was the referee. I think got kind of caught up in the whole furore as well, you know, but. I mean, he must be embarrassed. He's got to be embarrassed by what's happened because it's one of his early games in Six Nations, isn't it?
His first ever game.
First.
Last.
He's going to be
probably will be, yeah. Right. Okay. Dara Weston, what do you make of all this?
Yeah, I don't know. It was heartbreaking for Italy. Half my family live in Italy, so I've always got a soft spot for the Azzurri, and they've had victories over the years, but to beat France, even a French team that isn't very good this season, might have put a lot of this, they don't deserve their place in the Six Nations. It would have given them a couple of years credit on that anyway. That might have shut people up for a couple of years. Your man Ridley, yeah, you know, he's a Premiership referee, so I'm in standard play in the Premiership, I suppose. It's but the thing I found strange was the French number 8, Craw or whatever you call him. He looked like he was moving to charge it, and Ridley stopped him and sent him back. And then the replacement prop starts charging. So I don't know.
I think it's
but yeah,
hold on,
Italians.
Hold on, Mike. Yeah, yeah, okay. Just no, just there's a slight sound delay. Just some comments there, folks. The French have been as fluky in this Six Nations as the English were in the draw for the World Cup. They shouldn't have lost against Scotland, and they shouldn't have lost against Italy. Okay, fair enough. Another point, great point, but the ref should know every rule, law even. Surely Carly should have helped the referee out. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Jeff. Okay, moving on to our own game. Dara Weston, I'll ask you first on this. We beat Italy 31-7. We'll talk about the game more in depth later on. But Tyke Burns, Wales, yeah, Tyke Burns' penalty try that he gave away, where the penalty was given for him changing his bind. Now, an awful lot of people said that was disgraceful. He didn't do it. Didn't happen. Joe Wales did the same thing. Unfortunately, if you look at it, Tyke Byrne did change his bind. What did you think about that particular penalty, Dara?
At the time, I thought it was very harsh, and I was sitting amongst a load of Munster supporters who were cursing the ref.
Sorry to hear that.
Giving out about the fact that the ref was another look, you have to do these things sometimes. And that was another Six Nations debut ref. And I think before that, the Italian guy, I can't remember his name now, who was reffing.
Piardi.
He had
Piardi.
ref 2 games for Uruguay in their World Cup qualifiers. So it was his first kind of big game. Yeah, look, it was, he did change his mind. It was a penalty. Thankfully, it didn't matter because we steamrolled them anyway.
Yeah. Okay, John Peters. I thought I don't know why people were giving out about it. I thought it was fairly obvious.
It was a fairly obvious decision. I would say now, I know we're giving up by Ridley there. I actually thought Piardi had a good game on Saturday. I think he refereed the game pretty well. And to be honest, with the decision about the penalty try, he obviously learned from the guy Barry for the Scotland-France game when the TMO sir said it's an on-field decision, no try, and he said no, that's what I'm saying, sir. He was making no decision, so he was leaving it very much to TMO and using the advice of it. So I thought he went through the whole process correctly. I think it didn't make any difference at the end of the day. Unfortunately, at the time, I think I also thought it looked a bit harsh, but when I looked at it again, yeah. It's very slight, but it doesn't matter, and fair dues to what's the name, Dixon, who was running the line. He picked it up and made the right decision. Didn't make a blind bit of difference at the end of the day, but no, I thought Piardi, the way that he went through the whole process, he did very well, and I thought he had an okay game on Saturday. The only thing I would say was the only downside is that I think he should have yellow carded the Welsh player in the first half because of the accumulation of penalties, and he never gave them a warning. That would be the only downside I would say about it. But other than that, right decision that was made.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, John. Yeah, Matt, what did you reckon? Did you see that particular incident for the penalty try?
Yeah, look, I mean, I saw the incident, but I didn't actually notice the arm changing the bind. And at the time when it happened, I thought it was harsh because I thought he was just being pinged for pulling it down. And then I was like, no, but he didn't pull it down because he was on the side. There was no clear pull down. That's what I thought. But then afterwards, when I saw the replay and was listening to the ref then saying, oh, look, he changed his bind. And then you see it when it's slowed down. It's a lot easier to see, but he clearly did change his bind. You could see that left arm was right behind him. And then all of a sudden it was in front of him. So, it was as clear and obvious. Again, like as John said, like, I mean, it didn't make the slightest bit of difference to Wales. It gave them maybe a slight bit of momentum, and they had another couple of phases there towards just after that. Then in our 22, which we turned over eventually and kind of knocked the wind out of their sails. But again, like I'm going back to that point as well in the first half where I think there was like 5 or 6 penalties from Wales and the referee just didn't ping them at all. And I thought the lads should feel very hard done by that as well, because there definitely should have been a yellow card for the Wales in the first half, 100%.
And we will talk about the games in a short while. But so Matt, John, Dara, we all agree so far that there was a clear change of bind and the penalty try was justified. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike Reedy, go for it.
Yeah, it's very subjective, really. I mean, it's clear when you see it back, but the referee didn't see it in the first place. It was Dixon on the line that brought his attention to it. Now, and I didn't notice it, but if you watch any maul, it happens now quite a lot, and it's not, and it wasn't as noticeable as I mean, the referee didn't notice it himself, and also for it to be a penalty try. To award a penalty try, it means you have to assume a try was going to be scored. A try wasn't. The ball was going to be held up. They weren't going to touch the ball down. But do you know what? The letter of the law states he infringed, and he definitely was. He definitely changed his mind more than once. In fact, he changed both hands. So it's it's by the letter of the law. It's the right decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a very good point, though, Mike, because, like, as you say, would they have touched the ball down? Maybe they wouldn't have. But the fact that he did change his mind, I think they were right and correct in awarding the penalty try. Like the referee wasn't able to make a decision whether it was an on-field decision try or on-field decision no try. The fact of the matter is the rules and the laws state you've changed mind. The penalty was given, yellow card, penalty try. But I agree with you 100%. If he hadn't have changed his mind and the Maul went down on the line, it would have been fucking held up and it would have been a goal line dropout.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
100%. Do you know?
Very true. Very true. Gentlemen, just a few comments there. Dennis Brosnan on YouTube. Ref asked if he changed his bind, but his hands did not change position, so technically did change his bind. Yeah, true. Nothing to talk about, in my opinion. Wales Maul was gathering momentum. Byrne changed his bind, penalty try, and yellow card. I think we are in agreement on that. Changing your bind and collapsing a Maul are two completely different things. You are not preventing a score opportunity. You're one offside. Yeah, I don't think anyone would disagree with you on that. Someone here says, I don't agree. The ref had a good game. Telling lads to use the ball on Ireland's dominant scrum was ridiculous, and Wales should have had a yellow.
One time.
That was one incident.
One instant. I think
I was going to say, John, you kind of refer to that. Nothing to talk about there. Wales Maul was gathering momentum. Byrne changed his point. Yes, we are all in agreement on that. Penalty try and yellow card, and that said credit to Wales. Defensively, I thought they were really good. We should have put 50 plus on them. In the last 20 minutes, they attacked with real flair. Not a fan of Gatland, but I think he's building a decent team over there. Brilliant. Well done. Go Gats. Yay.
Can we block that person from making a comment about Gatland? No problem. This is not a Gatland welcoming environment. Gatland's not welcome.
Exactly. He's up there with Eddie Jones.
A Gatland Jones free zone. Right. Okay. Right. Next one. Next topic, gentlemen. Mike Reedy, I'm coming to you first on this because I haven't asked you first. Yes. Ringrose and Keenan are back fit. Now, you're going to start Keenan. Who are you going to start in the centre of the park? Are you going to stick with Aki and Henshaw? Are you going to go with a 6-2 bench? What are you going to do?
I actually disagreed with James Grennan on Saturday. He said Henshaw had he stole a jersey on Saturday, and I didn't agree with it. But I've actually watched the game 3 times, and
have you nothing else to do, Mike?
I've watched the Scotland game twice as well. I fucking
too much time hands.
But no, Henshaw didn't have his best game as it goes, but he has a bit of credit in the bank for the other 2 games as well. I think to be desperately harsh for him to be dropped now, and even in place of Gary Ringrose, as good as Gary Ringrose is. Gary Ringrose to me is the best 13 we've got. But would it be hard? I don't think Andy Farrell is that harsh. You know, I don't think I don't think that Henshaw has done badly enough to merit being taken. Because if you drop him, as far as I'm concerned, Frawley has to be in the 23 now. I think he has to be in. Unless we're going to go with 5-3, it doesn't leave a place for either Henshaw or Ringrose, whichever doesn't make the starting 15.
That's the thing, yeah. That's the thing, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, I agree with you, Mike. Yeah, Matt, what do you think? A fit Ringrose? Who do you start middle of the park?
Look, I would not want to be making that decision, and I'd fucking hate to be Andy Farrell. I'd love to be him making the decision with all the players that he has and available, and the quality of players and the depth of players. It's great, but to actually pick a team for a match, it's a very hard thing to do. I agree with Mike. Henshaw didn't have his best game on Saturday, Now he wasn't terrible either, but he didn't seem to do very, very much. I think a key was his usual self, fucking barreling straight through fucking players and I don't know. I really don't know. I suppose you've got to look at it, the fact that Ringrose hasn't played in the Six Nations yet. He could be rusty. You know, I'm sure he's been training hard this week. Stick him on the bench. You know, just start fucking Henshaw and a key again. Have Ringrose on the bench, and like having Ringrose coming on in the second half or halftime or whatever it's a quality fucking sub to have. Like, you know, somebody was saying there.
But Matt, if you're doing that, right? If you go like what, so you're going for a 5-3 split in the bench?
Work for us.
I'm not the fucking coach, Peter. I'm not fucking Andy Farrell. I'm not ringing him going here. Listen,
none of us
pick this lad, and fucking do this and do that. I'm sure he'd tell you to fuck off anyway if you're fucking giving him advice anyway. But look,
fair enough. Okay.
I was somebody was saying there in an interview or a commentary that like there was a clip of a Welsh prop and he was running and he was literally just putting his arm on fucking rucks and he was puffing and punting and he was gone. He was out on his fucking feet. And somebody was saying like, I think it might have been Donald Lennon, like when Ireland start making changes, you see the likes of like Ryan coming on and lads that are normally starting, and if you're like halfway through a second half against Ireland and you're fucking wrecked and you're seeing the quality of the lads coming off the bench, you're gonna go, here, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, and that's the strength and depth fucking Ireland have, which is a great place to be.
Yeah, no, very true, Matt. Very true. John Peters, what are your thoughts on this? A fit Ringrose, what do you do centre of the park?
For me, it's very simple. Ringrose and Aki, because I think maybe we just need to take a bit of a step back, and I think the Ireland's attack in the first three games, you know, whilst we've scored a lot of tries, it's all been based on sort of, you know, a lot of sort of, you know, power plays that have come through. Against France, we scored. I mean, one of the try for Nash was a good one there, so we had a bit of broken play. Against Italy, we didn't see any of that, and against Wales, we scored some tries, but there was nothing. I don't see a player like Ringrose. I think is going to unlock the English defense, because what you're going to see is sort of England are going to come with a blitz defense, and you want to. And I just think Ringrose is the better player for that, because he would be more in tune in terms of how we want to play the game. I also think that if we go for a 6-2 split, Henshaw won't make the 23. I think that Frawley will be in there along with Conor Murray. If it's a 5-3 split, then Henshaw will make the 23. But I'd go with Ringrose. I just think that Ringrose has that bit of X factor. We've seen him what he's been doing for Leinster since he's come back from the World Cup. I just think that, you know, Robbie Henshaw is an honest player and he's played some really good games. I agree with Mike. I don't think he was that good on Saturday, but he's very barreling sort of thing. We don't need two rumbling centres. You know, we need to. It's in the World Cup. It complemented very well when we had Aki and Ringrose, and look what we were able to do with that, and they complement each other very well. I would rather see Ringrose start. I think that, you know, we know what we're going to get with England. I think the players like Ringrose, they've got that natural ability, that speed, good feet, the ability to turn the defence out. So for me, it's straightforward. It's Ringrose there, and if it's a 6-2 split, Henshaw misses out. If it's not, Henshaw will be in the 23.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, John. Yes, absolutely. Darragh Weston, the Henshaw Ringrose dilemma. What would you do if you were the coach?
Yeah, I think John took the words out of my mouth as well. I think Ringrose, you're looking at the next Irish captain. I mean, it's a case of how long will we get out of O'Mahony? If the rumours of him going to France at the end of this season, then he may only be captain up until the end of the Six Nations. Or we might get another season out of him playing for Ireland, but I don't think we get much more than that. And I say Ringrose is a very strong contender.
What about Doris for captain?
No.
Yeah, he could.
Sorry. Go on, Derek. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
But yeah, no, I think Ringrose and Aki, the English are making a big deal about how they want to be the ones to spoil our party. They've had a very shite Six Nations. I think a lot of the English fans are probably hoping they don't beat us. I don't think they will beat us, because if they did manage to beat us, then that might throw a lifeline to Borthwick and keep them in for a while. So yeah, no, I think it should be in Ringrose and Aki starting if they're available.
Okay. Comment there, gentlemen, from someone watching. Keenan back in, Ringrose back in at 13. 5-3 split with Frawley on the bench. England are beatable, and Frawley, Crowley as a double playmaker option will make it easier to beat England. Okay, fair enough. What's this one? Under 20 Ireland was a great game. Young Guns did us proud Saturday. Ireland, okay, yep. I actually think Doris will be the next captain. Okay, as just discussed. Ringrose on for Henshaw. Okay, so that's going to be a tough decision for Mr. Farrell and co. Who or what do you do with those two players when fit? Well, I mean, you're going to. I mean, I presume we're all in agreement. You're going to start Keenan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
The rest of
But isn't it amazing? Is it amazing, sort of, you think about it, that where we've come since literally sort of in the last 5 to 8 years, that we are in the situation where we're looking at. So, my God, we've got to pick 2 centers from 3 quality players, or so we've got a back row of Richards. I mean, who would have thought that going in the Six Nations that James Ryan wouldn't even be starting? And he's nailed. 2 seasons ago we said he's nailed on. We were talking about going with the Lions. At this moment in time, sort of, okay, it'd be a different subject for another day. He may yet still make the Lions tour next season. But I won't say he's dropped down the pecking order, but he's finding it hard because of the emergence of Joe McCarthy. And again, McCarthy and Byrne work very well. It's all about combinations that Ireland have got going, and it's a great problem to have.
Absolutely.
Very true. Sorry, go on.
well for the centres. I mean, he's done very little wrong when he's come in. McCluskey has, so he's another one that's going to lose out.
He's gone at the end of the season anyway.
Yeah.
He's likely to go to Bayern because Ulster need the money.
Yeah.
Did you see how much they're in debt, John?
Yeah, just shy of a million euros now at this stage.
Well,
there you go. That's it. Yeah.
It's a Monster Mark II. They'll be going to the Danske Bank in the north. Can I have a loan, please? Pay off my debt. Or call Rory McIlroy.
Or no, they might even do a Donald Trump on it and saying, "Look, Ravenhill is worth 25 gazillion quid."
We'll
overvalue whatever they have. Right. Anyway, gentlemen, next up now. This I don't want to spend too long on this because there's hugely polar opposites on how to solve this particular issue. But we spoke about this about two weeks ago, I think it was, when Claire Devaney was hosting, and Jerry Thorney happened to write an article about it subsequent to us talking about it. The atmosphere in the Aviva and how to solve it. It's not an easy fix. It's not one of these things where you go, snap your fingers and go, yes, we'll do that. It's not that easy. It's more complicated than that. But Dara Weston, I'll come to you first on this. The idea, it's been well publicized, that the flat atmosphere in the Aviva for the games, there's too many tickets going to the corporates. The proper fans who want them can't get them. They're priced out of the market. What is there anything that can be? Is there a middle ground here for the IRFU? Because this will come back to haunt them if they don't sort it.
There's a simple thing the IRFU can do, and they can just say to clubs, you have to give X percentage of your tickets to your members. Yeah, we understand that you need to raise money by selling some of your tickets to corporate entertainment, but you can't sell your whole allocation and deny anybody in the club tickets. At least 60% should be going to members. Actual players, committee members, past players, committee members, all that, who are actual fans of the game. Coming in to the Aviva there on Saturday, the hospitality partnership, the amount of people they had around, I saw 1 or 2 people being ferried across from the Marion College across the bridge there, fucking blind drunk. They needed guide dogs to get over to their seats. Then the worst part was they need to look at the policy of the bar policy. So either close the bar, 5-10 minutes after kickoff, and don't reopen it until 5 minutes before halftime, something like that. I was sitting near the end of a row. The amount of times I had to get up and down during it, just to let people by, and then there's people in front of you getting up and down, so you can't see what's going on because their head's in the way and things like that. So yeah, I think the IRFU needs to start enforcing that a certain percentage of tickets go to members. At least that will get more people in than because this thing of clubs selling their allocation to corporate hospitality crowds, that's how you get the lads who are more interested in having the pints and prawn sandwiches than actually cheering on.
Yeah, very good point, Darragh. John Peters, have you any thoughts on this?
I think they are if you don't give a damn, to be honest, because at the end of the day, if the clubs are selling the tickets to people for corporate, it means then sort of that the clubs don't have to come with a begging bowl to the IRFU, sort of we need money to stay afloat. So it's a kind of a double-edged, it's a vicious circle. I agree. I mean, I look at it, it's like night and day when you see the fans who go to the Aviva for the Six Nations versus the fans who went to follow Ireland in the World Cup last year. The atmosphere at those games, that was real fans. I mean, I don't know how we're going to solve this problem. It is an ongoing and it's a festering issue. I think everything you said there, Darragh, I agree 100%. I find it's one of my pet hates is people constantly up and fucking down going to the bar getting drink with absolutely no interest in the game whatsoever. And they could do that as a first stop, to sort of say, look, stop that sort of thing. But it doesn't solve the problem from how to get the tickets into the right people's hand. And I'd almost be, you'd have to look at it and say, sort of, can we not do like that it's a general sale, general sale to the public, that a certain, you say, right, out of whatever 50,000 that we have, that 5,000 go to visitors. You say, okay, well, 5,000 go to corporates. We give sort of, half would go to the clubs, and with the explicit thing that you're not allowed to, you give it to your members, not to the corporates, and the rest go on general public sale. People can buy them on Ticketmaster or something like that, and you limit it to the number as well, so the corporates don't get their hands on it and buy 20 tickets at a time or something like that. I know it's not perfect, but it's there has to be a better way, because I agree the atmosphere at the Aviva at the moment is cack, and watching Scotland against England, the atmosphere there was just off the charts. Even the French one, even the French game there, you could hear it going a minute, even a bit angster. But I think as well, sort of the part of the problem is people are too spoiled. Have been spoiled too much now by the success of the rugby team, and it's almost like people are going along. Even I dare say it, normal fans, the regular Joes going along and they're saying, we're coming here for the win. This is normal. So they don't get, there's not that excitement. And I take it a step further. New Zealand are coming in November. Previous times the atmosphere would be off the charts. I can't see that this November because we've played them so often, we've beat them so often, apart from last. I can see probably the same thing again. Corporates fucking take over the show. There is no simple solution to it. I don't think we can find, because at the end of the day, the IRFU, it's all about the money. They don't care. They don't care about this. For them, if clubs want to raise money by selling to corporates, it means they don't have to come with a begging bowl to them for money.
Yeah, unfortunately, John, you're right. You're absolutely right. Mike, what?
What's the difference?
Mike, it's not your turn. Would you stop fucking jumping in? Would you stop? Hold on, will you stop? Right, hold on, will you? Matt Boland, go on.
Do you want a minute there to there, or are you done? Or? Look, I agree with what's been said beforehand. I mean, the corporates, I understand clubs through fundraising and all that sort of stuff, and a lot of clubs, especially when COVID hit, that there was a lot of fundraising activities that were cancelled due to massive crowds. So there was a lack of funding there for grassroots rugby and for smaller clubs. And when they did get tickets to games, they raffled them off to raise funds to keep the clubs going. Look, I've seen clubs selling land. I've seen all sorts going on with rugby clubs. So I understand that point of view. I was at the Italy match and I said to Jane, like, the fucking atmosphere was shit. I let a roar to shout for "Come on Ireland," and I'd swear about 4 people looked at me going, "What the fuck are you doing?" Do you know, like, and that's what you're getting. You're not getting proper rugby fans anymore. You're getting the likes of corporate guys or Instagram fucking TikTokers and all that sort of shite, you know, and they're going there just to post, I'm in Aviva, Ireland v Italy or Ireland v Wales or whatever, and they have no interest in the game whatsoever, you know. Look, I can't give the solution to it. I understand the point of view of clubs selling tickets, but I do feel a certain portion of tickets should go on sale to general public to give those general fans that are not involved in rugby clubs that want to go and want to experience Ireland in Aviva, because they probably haven't. And some of them haven't, because it's impossible to get tickets unless you're in a club or you know somebody, or, you know, they're fucking impossible to get. Like, and then to get a ticket that's of face value online is next to impossible. Like, you've got fucking touts and all fucking selling them for stupid money and all this sort of crack. So I don't know what the solution is, but they need to think of something.
And then, of course, Matt, you have the scammers in groups fucking ripping people off and fucking doing all that, which I fucking hate. Jesus
well, look,
Christ.
There should be an offence brought against fucking buying tickets for more than the actual value, you know, and any person that's caught doing that, the ticket should be null and void, like, and just fucking cancel tickets. And do you remember? I think Wales or somebody did that before, didn't they?
Something I have a vague recollection of something.
There was a fucking block of tickets or something that they just fucking cancelled or something.
Well, we'll go back even further. Do you remember back in 2009 when Leinster played Munster? Leinster very, very clearly. If we found that, I mean, now admittedly it didn't go to corporates, you know, but you can police it a bit better and say, sir, if we find that these tickets that we gave to the clubs, you know, so if that's sort of thing where Leinster basically said, I don't know if they forced it, said if we find that a Munster fans are sitting in our allocated positions there, sir, we will go after the clubs where these, because they were able to track where the tickets were sold. That's possibly a way. It's hard to police, so it's maybe one way to do it there. But it's sickening. Maybe just stop selling the corporates. Full stop. Corporates, you're gone. Bye bye.
See, the problem with that is the more digital it's gone. In the old days, you used to have a paper ticket with Clontarf Rugby Club or St Mary's or Lansdowne stamped on it.
Yeah.
Now it's just a QR code.
Yeah.
So you know, because like, I remember going to games, and if you couldn't get a ticket through the club, or if you couldn't get a ticket through school or something like that, you go up to the guards around Lansdowne and mention to them, you know, you had family in the guards, whatever, and had any tickets they confiscated, and you might get a ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you got a club ticket, you could literally look around, because they were always allocated in blocks. And if you saw foreign fans sitting there, you knew somebody in the club had gone to the pub and sold their tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But okay. Grand job, gents. I'm trying to get Mike Reedy in here because he was so anxious to jump in and interrupt.
I just thought
everyone.
I'd delay him a bit more there.
There you go. Now, Mike, hold on. Before you come in, Mike, just a comment there which might influence what you're going to talk about. Hold on, it's gone. Where's it gone? Hold on, one sec there, Mike.
Our club tickets.
Our club tickets go to our members and club sponsors who are also genuine supporters of our club and Ireland. It's operated on the basis paid up membership, club coaches volunteering in the club. Shut the bars. I don't know if shutting the bars is a particular answer to that. Go on, Mike. What do you reckon?
Right. This so-called corporate. What is the cost of a ticket to a so-called corporate person as to an ordinary? Are they paying more than face value for? Because I mean, you're basically sitting in the same seats within the stadium, so the corporate part only comes in as to hospitality or whatever is attached.
But you're paying corporates. The corporates are paying for a block of tickets, so that they'll pay. So if tickets are €70, they'll pay €200. So rather than 10 to 700, they'll give 2,000 for those tickets, because they'll get they'll get 10 in a row. That's what they want to do with the corporates. Corporates go in, you want to keep them together in the state. So that's the problem. You know,
and I didn't know if that was the case. I mean, I thought that the value of the ticket is the value of the ticket, but it's obviously changes based on buying. Lads, it's a really difficult situation because, like, the game as a whole is struggling financially. So money has to come from somewhere, and the IRFU, like, listen, there's not one of us not in favour of what the IRFU are doing as an organisation with having right now, and what they're putting money back into the game nationally. And as regards even stuff like the bars shutting, that's more revenue, and they're not going to do it. It's never going to happen now because they know the revenue.
Points in Aviva Stadium.
Well, no, they'll make the same amount of money on the bars because that's franchised out.
Yeah.
The IRFU get a fee every year from the bar operators. They don't make money on each point that's sold. Now, next year, you'd have the franchise crowd not paying as much maybe for it. But like, they have the Netflix money. They're making 5 or 6 million every home game. Like, they should be swimming in money.
Well, you know, I mean, I've been going for decades now, like fucking nearly 5 decades since I started going, and I've gone to games when it wasn't fashionable, like in the 70s and the early 80s. We were winning fuck all, getting humped, and I
was there in the fucking 80s as well, for fuck's sake. I remember it fucking well.
I know. It's like, it's an awful situation because I agree with you that the atmosphere at the Aviva is dreadful. I only see it on the television now. I haven't been to many games there in recently. Well, one game in the last 37 years, in fact. But I've been everywhere else, and the atmosphere in Paris is like, I was there 4 or 5 years ago when Johnny Sexton, whenever that was, kicked that goal, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. I've been to and you know, Twickenham gets slaughtered. The atmosphere, I was in Twickenham 2 years ago for the Ireland game, and it was a brilliant atmosphere at that. It's not normally, to be fair. It is fucking fairly drab now, but the Millennium and Murrayfield are brilliant now. There's brilliant atmosphere in both of those. So the Aviva is, and it's getting known now amongst all the other European teams. They're all talking about it, and that's not healthy.
Yeah, but particularly when fucking Jerry Thorney fucking produces a fucking article in the Irish Independent, fucking talking about it, and it goes fucking worldwide.
Times. Jerry doesn't do the end.
Or the Irish Times or whatever.
Jeez, who would
call yourself a Southsider, Peter?
Fuck's sake, fuck me. But I tell you, lads, I was reading on this particular subject. I was reading a comment by someone about the flat atmosphere in the Aviva, and it made me laugh. And he said he was what he does is actually what I do for every game, be it Leinster or be it Ireland in the Aviva, be it Leinster in the RDS. I buy 2 points per half. So I buy 2 points on my little tray, put it down in my seat, and that does me for 1 half. Then at half time, go up, get the other 2 points for the second half. And your man was saying he was sitting behind 2 influencers, he said. They sat for the entire game talking to each other about makeup strategies and hair color. They were wearing skirts up to their fucking belly button. You could see what they had for fucking lunch looking at them, he said. They had high heels on. You wouldn't know where to fucking look when they got up, right? If they farted, you got a fucking breath of wind on your fucking cheek, and you're going, "Ooh, that's very nice." But they had no fucking interest in the game. They had no fucking interest in the game, and they were up and they were down. And then they came back. They came back. He said they came back at about midway through the second half, and one of them turned to the other one. One of them turned to someone sitting beside them and said, "Oh, what did we miss?"
Oh.
And you're going, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Jesus Christ!"
That's about the influencers. They probably sat. They probably sat the same fucking glass of wine between the two of them as well. Like,
they're doing this. They're doing this with the fucking phone. They have their phone. They're doing this, going, posting on fucking Instagram. Now we've said this before. It's the Instagram fucking brigade, the Facebook brigade. Look where I am. They take a photograph of them sitting in their seats in the Aviva with the pitch in the background. And then hashtag IRFU, Irish Rugby, or whatever the fuck it is. Hashtag up your fucking minge. And then they go and they get fucking followers. And this is what they're there for. And that's what they're doing. These idiotic people that get tickets somehow through work or whatever they're fucking doing. They've no fucking interest in being there. They shouldn't fucking be there. and the national anthem was coming on, and they're probably saying, "Oh, what song is this?" Yeah, fucking clueless, fucking supporters. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. Jesus.
Do you know
Anyway.
the bitter irony of us at this moment in time? For us all here, I don't know about you guys here, but I enjoy more going to watch Leinster. There's a better atmosphere, being Leinster. That people are inclined to be more interested and a better atmosphere to watch the provinces, even Ulster. There's a better atmosphere there, sort of thing. I don't know what it is.
You get real fans going to the Leinster Ulster games. You get real fans like 50,000 in Aviva Stadium when I was there against Italy. When you go and see Leinster and there's 12,500 people in the RDS, there's fucking more atmosphere going on.
Yeah.
More crack, and there's more fucking noise.
We'll get 40,000 for the Leicester game. 45. We won't get a full house for the Leicester game. We'll probably get 45, but we'll make probably twice as much noise as what they did when.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the only thing, just it's just kind of a digressing here. If the fuckers La Rochelle beat the Stormers and Munster get beaten by the Saints, we're going to get the Munster fans coming to fucking Dublin for the support of the La Rochelle guys again. They should be banned. Ban them.
Right, gentlemen, just a few more comments there. We've all met the Johnny Come Lately soccer fans who are now pretending to be rugby fans because of how well Ireland are doing.
And the fact that they can bring their points to their seats that they can't at the Wendy Ball.
That's true. Our old pal Joe Shep. How are you, Joe? Stop the resellers talking about referencing the tickets just bought by individuals from IRFU or via clubs, etc. Sorry. Someone else is agreeing with Joe. Lads, some of the corporate gigs at the weekend were €400 a plate. Oh, really? All right. No, that. Well, I presume that's dinner and some sort of speakers and Q&As and all that sort of shit. I wouldn't say it's 400 quid a ticket. I presume that's what they're talking about.
It's 400 quid including the ticket. Probably it is there.
Yeah. Now, and okay, moving on, folks. John Peters, I said to you via messenger, I mentioned this. The most stupidest idea of the week comes from our friend, well, he's not a friend, but the commentator, Stuart Barnes. Stuart Barnes suggested, now it's probably tongue-in-cheek, I know it's tongue-in-cheek, that Ben Earls, who is a flanker for England, play at 12 versus Ireland. John Peters, as soon as I was talking to you about this, I presume this is a load of bollocks.
I think he's fucking smoking something really hash because, if you're going to do somebody like that, you put fucking to an Aggie. And I mean, the first thing I would say about Ben Earl, before he gets on the field is somebody needs to take his voice box out or something because the way he goes on, and he was interviewed, he says, "Oh, it's just part of my nature." It's fucking annoying. I mean, cheering at everything, sort of a knock on. I like that. Ben Earl is a good player, but he's not a centre. He's a back row player, full stop. I mean, as I said to you there, Peter, are we going to go down the stupid way? Like, who remembers Bergamasco playing scrum half for Italy against England? A flanker. What a fucking joke. I mean, what's the next thing? Are we going to say we'll put sort of Freddie Stewart, we'll take him into the fullback and we'll put him into the flanker because he's a tall boy, so that, in the lineups or something like that, or something as stupid as that, we don't do that today. That's been proven. Backs are backs, forwards are forwards. Simple as that.
Unless you're South African.
Yeah.
Backs are backs, forwards are forwards, even if you're South African.
Anyone else? I don't want to dwell on this.
I can't believe you're giving Stuart Barnes air.
Yeah. I thought we
I'll
lost
give
Stuart
anyone
Barnes
air
at this stage.
He's a tick cunt. Simple.
Thicker than Stephen Jones?
Yeah.
What's Stephen Jones? Stephen Jones is actually Stephen Jones is your typical example of he sits up at night before he writes his article and he says, "What can I say today that will get me the most clicks on my website or on my newspaper's website?" That's all he does. That's all. Fucking
all for clicks.
He does.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's all for clicks. Yeah. It's all for clicks. Yeah, it's like as my lesbian neighbour said to me, "I love flicking the bean." So, all right, fair enough. And I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, She was actually. I actually misheard her. I actually misheard her. She said she was making coffee beans, and I was. I was very disappointed. Anyway, hold on.
Yeah, you actually misheard her when you said she said lesbian as well. She said she was Presbyterian.
No, well, I said to the two of them, I said I wanted to watch for Christmas, and she bought me a Timex. Which there you go. Agreed. What's that one there? Agreed. Provincial versus international matches can be a huge difference, but shouldn't club provincial supporters? Excuse me.
I actually that's a great point by
yeah.
Fair. And like in all the provincial clubs, right? Any season ticket holder or whatever the case may be, they should be given an allocation to go into some sort of lottery system, and for each of the season holders in each of the clubs should get access to fucking tickets as well. Because then you're getting real fucking fans that are actually pouring money into their provincial clubs, supporting them, and probably have been supporting them for fucking decades. Do you know what I mean?
We're getting groups of groups together, like people that are going to sing or shout. Get them all into one area of a stadium, like they do with obviously football matches. It's almost segregation, because when you have people spread out like throughout the stadium that are wanting to support and mixed in with people who couldn't give a shite, you've got a situation where it doesn't happen. There's no atmosphere. So just to create an atmosphere, put groups of people together who are. I don't know how you do it. How you manage to achieve that, but
sorry, Mike, but doesn't one stadium have and it kind of crashed and burned, or there was some mistake made, an alcohol-free zone that fans didn't realize?
No, hold on. Now let's not go to extremes here. Now it's rugby.
No, but there was a stadium. There was a game there recently. I read it somewhere. It definitely happened at was it Twickenham? Someone had an alcohol-free zone, and the fans turned up with their points and and they weren't allowed into this particular area of the stadium when they bought their tickets. I'm telling you, that's true. I definitely read that somewhere. If someone watching can put me straight on that, something happened somewhere. It backfired badly on whatever. I can't remember what rugby game it was. Anyway.
I remember being at a game in the Aviva, I think it was Toulouse back in 2019, 2018, and having to scull the points before being allowed back to our seats.
Nope,
I don't know why. But one thing I would say on the provincials and the better atmosphere at the provinces games, the mascots. Whoever does Leo the Lion, he fucking runs round the place, beating that drum, raising the atmosphere. I mean, it could be a shite Friday night. It's pissing rain. Zebra are there. Yeah. Leinster putting up a cricket score. He's still running around. During the Ireland game, they piped drum music 3 or 4 times, and that got a bit of a chant. But then it died as soon as it stopped.
Yeah.
So maybe we need a national mascot.
Yeah,
we need something. Anyway, gentlemen, I'll go around. Mike Reedy, I'm coming to you first on this. Let's just have a quick review of the games. Ireland 31, Wales 7. What did you make of the game?
We weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Long way from being perfect, in fact. But you know something, lads? I think we've got to the stage now where we're fucking overfussed. Like, you know, we all want to win, but we didn't. We made too many mistakes in the first half. We should have been out of sight, if we're honest. We were camped on their half for nearly the entire half. They were fucking. It looked like they were going to be nilled, like Italy, and we allowed them into the game. And in fairness, they could have scored another try, or had they been more clinical, or had our defence been weaker. Our defence was exceptional on Saturday, exceptional. And I mean, even the penalty try that was given more than likely wouldn't have been a try had it not been a penalty try, because I don't think they would have grounded that ball. Our defence is going to win us. Is going to win us the fucking Grand Slam, as far as I'm concerned. Because I honestly can't see England causing us any major grief. But get back to Saturday. Good good enough. And you know what we did? We ground out that bonus point. Most other teams wouldn't have the heart to keep going for that 81 minutes or 81 and a half minutes to get that. And it's probably going to mean very little in the great scheme of things. But I think Ireland are geared to get bonus points in all 5 games. I think that's what that's one of their goals now.
All right.
They won't admit it, but I think that's a goal. But we played well enough, lads, to win the game.
Fair enough.
Comfortable enough.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Matt, what did you make of the game?
Look, it wasn't the greatest of performances. Yeah, was it a good scoreline? Yeah, it was. But I think the scoreline kind of flattered us, really. I mean, Wales were just that shit. But this is an Ireland team that when they don't play well, they still get results. Do you know what I mean? Like years ago, when an Ireland team didn't play well, they struggled to beat Italy. You know, if things didn't go well, they just dropped their heads. This is a totally different Ireland squad. And the mentality that's been built into that team for going back probably since Joe Schmidt had kind of built this team up to with Andy Farrell, I suppose, at the time, and they just don't give up. They just no matter what way they're playing, they still get the results, and they grind out wins, even if they're playing shit. I mean, not to say that they all played shit, but it definitely wasn't a perfect performance, like performance we've seen like against France in the first game in the World Cup, where there was serious fucking performances done. You know, looking at like going back maybe 10 years, even 15 years, when an Ireland team didn't play well, they got slaughtered. You know, that's gone. Them days are gone, long gone. This team are just, they're built differently. Their mentality, they don't want to lose. They want to win every game, you know, and they don't just want to win it. They want to fucking win well, you know, and it's a great mentality. It's a great place to be in. We always have one bad game, you know, in a campaign. We always have one kind of game where we're a bit stagnant, or, you know, we're just not at the races. That was that game. That was the Wales game, you know, and Wales were just like, we could have easily nailed them, and it could have been 40-0, and that would have been an absolute embarrassment for Wales and for Gatland. But, you know, like, credits to the lads, like you know, I can't explain how their mentality is to, even when they're not playing well, that they still get results is phenomenal, you know. And I think we're gonna beat England. I'd say we beat England well in Twickenham, you know. I really do, you know. I don't see it going any other way. People are saying England are going to spoil the party. With what? You know, I just don't see it.
Hello?
Yep.
What's going on?
Yeah, right? Is he still here or what?
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Oh,
Peters.
there you go.
I think probably to use the Eamon Dunphy analogy,
Yep.
we were
John?
good. But not great. Yeah, I'm here.
Are we all here?
Yeah.
You're down slow.
What do you think of our game against Wales?
Yeah, no, to use the Eamon Dunphy analogy, we were good but not great.
How are you?
Yeah. So we were good but not great. I think we haven't seen as complete a performance by the Irish team since the third test in New Zealand. I think the France game this season, I think again it comes back to, I think we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled by this team. And we're always expecting almost like the, you know, almost All Black-esque type performances where they go out and, you know, they're running 5-6 tries a game, and that's not the way it is. I mean, I agree with Matt. I think we'll beat England, and we'll beat them with a bonus point, and I think we'll beat the Scots with a bonus point as well. I think they just don't know how. They find a way to win. They find a way to work out the problems. But I think as well, sir, it maybe just says a lot about the standard of the Six Nations, that, you know, Ireland are so far ahead of the other teams, and yet it aesthetically on the eye, it's not as pleasing to watch the Irish team. They play well, but I've seen them play better, and that, I think that's maybe indicative of the Six Nations. So good but not great would be the best. That would be my assessment of the game.
All right, fair enough. Dara Weston.
Yeah, I think everybody said it already. The one point I would make is that Wales gave away a couple of opportunities, possibly inexperience, or there was at least two penalties where they could have kicked and easily got 3 points each time, and instead they went for the sides. Either got the line outs and were kept out, or one of them they lost the line out. So but yeah, I think it was a grand game by Ireland, but yeah, hopefully do better next match.
Okay, Dara Weston, back to you. Scotland 30, England 21. Duhan van der Merwe running the show there. Did you see that one?
Finn Russell now did fairly well as well. He put him in for his third try. I did see the match. I did see the match.
Duhan van der Merwe, go ahead. I'm not mentioning the other fella.
Yeah, when England scored in the first couple of minutes, I thought, okay, it's Scotland are going to have it up to them now. But yeah, van der Merwe within 10 minutes then had gotten 2 tries, and then his third try just after second half. So cue all the English writers complaining that he's South African, he's not Scottish, blah blah blah. But to be honest, I agree with Matt and John. I think we will beat England. What worries me is Scotland at home. And if Scotland do beat us and deny us the Grand Slam, I will firmly blame you, Peter, for all this spoofer shite you've been putting on Finn Russell, because you're just giving him ammunition to beat us. You're in his head.
Because Finn Russell gives a shit about what I say about him. Yeah.
Sure, Gregor's taking notes.
I doubt it. John Peters, Scotland versus England. I don't think England going into that game actually thought they were going to beat the Scots.
No, I think they were beaten before they even got on the park. I will say this, Van der Merwe got 3 tries. Now, Van der Merwe is a great player going forward, but he's fucking shite as a defender. And his positioning around the field is crap. And, just because he can run and tries. Now, he's been put on the plate, but I don't rate him at all. Sorry, I mean, Van der Merwe scores tries, but I do not rate him at all. They're better wingers. Even to be honest, though, even that the guy who came on in the second half for England, the substitute playing for Wales, he's a great winger. The French have got great wingers. Even the England wingers there, they're better. Van der Merwe is just a big Afrikaans heap of shite that good going forward, but nothing going back.
Thank you. My thoughts exactly.
Other than that, fair play to Scotland. I do agree with Dara, though. I still maintain I think Ireland will beat Scotland at home, but Scotland will not be an easy one to crack because they want revenge for France. But again, I put a faith in Farrell. And again, but I think Scotland, they flatter to deceive. They talk a great game and have never delivered. They should have beaten the French a couple of weeks ago. Should have fucking walked the French, and they didn't. Yeah. But good luck to them to beat the English. I'm to be honest, I'm glad they beat the English. Not for the obvious reason, means that England can't go for a Grand Slam, but I don't rate the Scots that much. They're good, they're dangerous, but they've yet to produce. They've been talking the talk for the last 6 years now.
They're dangerous, John, but they are easily contained.
Yes.
Put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Matt Boland, what did you think of that game?
Yeah, look, I watched it, and I had a feeling Scotland were going to do England again, and retain the Calcutta Cup. In regarding Duhan van der Merwe, as John has said, he's not the greatest. When he's given space, he can score tries, yeah. But he did this last year. He scored a fucking unbelievable try against England, where he pretty much ran through from his own half and handed off I think 5 or 6 fucking England players. And when Ireland played Scotland, he was nowhere. You couldn't he was just marked, and he wasn't given the freedom or the space. And if you don't give him freedom as a space, as John said, he's a fucking shit defender, and he is. He's a bit like fucking Stockdale, can run forward but can't defend. But he just did. We didn't give him the space the last time, and he choked. And he was he may as well not have been on the fucking pitch. He may as well have been just fucking standing on the sideline, fucking as a linesman. You know, like, you know, and we have the measure of Scotland, and I do think like they're always dangerous because like they can score and they can make things difficult, and like the forwards, it's a big pack. Your man Schumann, he's a good player, like, and he ran amok against England as well, like, and he gets Irish players riled up, and you know, I would weary them, you know, but I think we'll have to measure them in Aviva Stadium. Like, if we're at home in Aviva again, going for another Grand Slam for the second year in a row, I don't think Scotland will be up to the measure.
Right. Okay. Now, gentlemen, I will say, before I come to you, Mike, I will say, Matt, John, Dara, the criticism that you've levelled at Duhan van der Merwe, you could say the exact same about James Lowe. Great going forward, a bit dodgy in defence. Lowe drifts in, looks for the ball. There are similarities between it. Sorry, John, go on. You object first.
Object. I mean, so James Lowe, when he first came on the Irish scene, I would agree with you. He was a poor defender. James Lowe defensive game has come on leaps and bounds.
I'd agree with that as well.
Some of the defensive plays he's made, the one there against the All Blacks where basically, sorry, I don't know, it was Sevilla or something came clatter, although it was into there. He got him. He made that full-on tackle and stopped him in his tracks. He's done the same at Leinster. I think his defensive game has come on leaps and bounds.
100%. I'd absolutely 100% agree with you there. And Peter is just trying to fucking pull the piss and trying to fucking get us all wild up.
Next
you know, but as he says, he's a fucking spoofer. You know, like he's a fucking load of bollocks.
And actually, I didn't say Van der Merwe was.
Oh, you didn't. Sorry, Garrett. Sorry.
Because of the fact that I think the whole Scottish team is kind of, it's all or nothing. It's your mate Finn and his messy tactics. It's not total football. It's just it's like under fives football. Throw 11 lads up near the goal. You know, and I think that's their undoing most seasons is that you know, they're flashy fur coat, no knickers.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mike Reedy, come on.
Right. Van der Merwe, he can score. Lads, he's got fucking some pace. We have to hand him that. He is rapid. He scored tries that any winger should be able to score, really. Now his third one was a kick through from Finn Russell, and he took it well. And he did finish his tries well, but he cannot defend. Now in Scotland, I mean, the two tries England scored. Scotland don't defend first phase ball. They're poor at defending first phase ball, which cut them out both tries. They conceded. Van der Merwe was looking around for a fucking free meal, you know, to give him a ball. Lads, if he gets the ball, he will run. But we have a weapon that no other team has. We have fucking Hugo Keenan, rapid as well, and he can tackle, and he'll fucking pull him down. He has never scored. Has he scored a try against us?
He has, yeah.
He has.
I'm fucking tell you right now. I leave this shirt I'm wearing now if he scores a hat trick against us.
He wouldn't. Not a fucking chance.
Not a chance.
Lads, I'm afraid I don't agree. I don't give Scotland any fucking chance in Dublin. No.
I'll swim over to you in fucking Scotland and I'll eat that fucking jersey if he fucking scored a hat trick against us on fucking in 2 weeks.
Right, gentlemen, holy fuck, we're Jesus Christ, we're nearly 10 minutes over. I didn't even fucking cop onto the fucking clock here. Anyway, quickly. I know. You get caught up in chatting and you're interested in the conversation. All that. You forget about the song. Anyway, right, that's that. So quickly, all the provinces are in action this weekend, albeit they probably depleted teams. So briefly, gentlemen, Matt, Munster are at home to Zebra.
Yeah, look, Munster win that.
Okay, John.
Munster.
Right, Dara.
Munster, but I think it'll be tight. There'll only be a try in it, maybe.
All right, okay. Mike.
I'm going to go Munster bonus point win. There you go.
Right, okay, Mike, back to you. Connacht or entertaining Scarlets?
Oh, I left Scarlets ranting like they were a couple of weeks ago. I can see Connacht doing them. Connacht aren't missing that many players either. They're like, and neither are Munster. You know, I mean, Leinster are the big, obviously the team that are missing the most players. So I'm going to go Connacht, yeah, just by a score.
Okay, Dara.
I think Connacht will do it.
All right. Sorry, before I come to you, John, as an Ulster fan, I hate to agree that Stockdale can be really majestic, impressive going forward, but I've seen him being walked through in defence. All right. Right, John. Connacht v Scarlet.
Connacht by 20. They'll host Scarlets.
All right, Matt.
I hope they do.
Yes, I'd go Connacht as well. There's no doubt about it.
All right, Matt, back to you. Ulster are entertaining the Dragons up in Ravenhill.
Oh, I'd say Ulster will scrape a win there.
Okay, John.
Ulster, regrettably, I mean, sir, but yeah, they'll get the win. Well, they'll find a way to win.
Well, John, Matt, Dara, Mike, the only thing I would say to this is that it depends what Ulster team turns up.
That's a fair point, but yeah.
Is Richie in charge for the match?
No.
Is who?
Richie.
He's not going. He's after the.
Oh, he's after the Six Nations. Is it?
It's,
26 Nations.
I think it's Soper. Isn't it Dan Soper's taking over? I don't know who it is. That's the.
I don't actually know who it is, but Richie won't be taking over.
Yeah, exactly. Dara, Ulster versus Dragons. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd like to see Ulster win. You wonder, will they find some new confidence now that McFarland is gone? Will the players, because the way he was slating the players, I mean, why would you want to go out there and play for them? You know, obviously they want to play for the fans. So I'd hope Ulster win.
Right. Okay. Mike Reedy.
I think actually Ulster players will want to put on some kind of show for the incoming manager. Just say, I'm here, you know, I mean, they're going to have to do something. I think Ulster will win it. I do. I hope they win it because they need to get back on board. You know, they're been dreadful. So I hope they do.
Okay, fair enough. And last, and we leave it at this, Dara Weston, Cardiff are entertaining Leinster.
Leinster, of course. Bonus point.
Ooh. Okay. John Peters.
Leinster with a bonus point.
Okay. Matt.
Yeah, Leinster bonus point.
Cardiff are actually the biggest supported Welsh team at the moment.
I love the way you fucking always jump in when it's not your fucking game.
So.
I was about to fucking ask you. Now, hold on.
I'm trying to speed up.
You can mute him.
I know. Mike Reedy, Cardiff are entertaining Leinster. Go for it.
I'd say they won't be. They're doing much entertaining now. Cardiff, to be fair, Leinster comfortably.
Right. Okay. Someone said there. Elon Musk has said he's going to fund Ulster. Now, what Elon Musk could be doing? I don't know. Anyway, folks,
there's
gentlemen,
more chance here, man, from the Ballyseedy Garden Centre funding them, I think, than Elon Musk.
Oh, go on.
They're both in the same business anyway.
Well, there you go. That's it. Gentlemen, look, Jesus Christ, we're way over time. You lose track of time when you're engaged in good conversation. That's all I'd say to you. All that's left to do for me is to thank the people that joined me tonight. Matt Boland, thank you. John Peters in Hamburg, thank you. Dara Weston, thank you. Mike Reedy in Glasgow, thank you. We should do it all again soon, gentlemen. Enjoy your evening.
Don't
take
forget
care.
to put in your application for the press tickets, Peter.
I have. Good luck, gentlemen. Take care.